All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there, just like you, just like me. I got breaking news. Keith Richards is 80 years old today. Holy crap, Batman, and maybe Robin, and really the Riddler, because this is a riddle. Before we explain the riddle, here's Mecca and their album Everlasting. All right. This is a great album, came out earlier this year, featuring the great Joe Vanna, who is a mastermind of AOR greatness. If you like this style of music, somewhat like Survivor and Toto and Foreigner and all of those great bands that we used to hear on the radio in larger quantities. And of course, new music isn't really being made like this anymore, except right here. Makes a great Christmas gift. You can put the Mecca album in anyone's stocking and they'll be shocked, surprised, and amazed by it. Much like the fact that Keith Richards made it to 80. Now, everyone knows that Keith Richards may have partook in some illicit substances over the years. He may have injected himself with things that he probably shouldn't have. He may have sniffed some white, sugary looking stuff at one point. We obviously know that Keith Richards drank a lot because he named his band the Expensive Winos. And because they were expensive winos, Keith was always ordering from the top shelf. That is pretty much 100%. Now, how did he get to 80? This is the big question. Before we answer that question, here's the article, the milquetoast, matter-of-fact, pedantic article. Mick Jagger is no longer the only octogenarian in the Rolling Stones. Thank you for that. We wouldn't have known that he's not the only one after we celebrated Mick Jagger's birthday for like a month. Anyway, today is the day for Keith Richards, whereas Mick Jagger turned 80 back in July. So Mick is technically older than Keith, but they're both 80 years old now. Born in Dartford, England, Richards attended primary school with Mick Jagger in the 1950s, but they'd lost touch until a chance meeting at a train station led to the musical partnership that went on to become the Rolling Stones. Now, Keith and Mick have a lot to be thankful for. They recently had a #1 album. It's called Hackney Diamonds, and it came out, back in October, and it went straight to #1 here in the United States and pretty much around the world. I think a lot of people were stunned that the Stones hadn't really lost their mojo. They're still the Stones. And they're still sounding great. Now, as far as Keith Richards, right? He's 80 years old, which, if you're Ringo Starr, and I think Ringo is like 83 now, at least 82, maybe 83. Ringo is like this strict vegetarian, eats a lot of broccoli, brags about it. People ask him, how'd you do it? I'm thinking he might be getting some other assistance more than just the healthy diet, but who knows, right? These guys have enough money where they can mess around, shall we say, with different technologies. Now, when it comes to Keith Richards, it's just the opposite. So if you're thinking with all these people keeling over at, age 45 and there's no cause of death and they write the article and you're reading it and you're like, okay, so what caused this person to die at age 45? And then those pesky insurance actuary tables, whereas, they're looking at a 20 or 40% increase, like an asteroid would have to hit part of the Earth to make this many people suddenly and mysteriously lose consciousness and stop breathing. But in the case of Keith Richards, it's just the opposite. Because Keith partook in all of these extracurricular activities as a young adult, and probably up until maybe 5 years ago, I would say. It's made his body stronger. So if you've got some pesky virus, some invader that is attacking Keith Richards, it's going to turn around and go the other way. If it gets in there, his body is going to see it and just laugh and go, yeah, right. Okay, well, we've been through so much more than this. Give it your best shot. You're not going anywhere, virus. And poof, that's the end of that. So Keith Richards has built up his own immunity thanks to all of his antics throughout the years, like what, 65 years of very toxic living. And he survived that. So that's a huge achievement for Keith Richards. And it should be a lesson for those of you who are following the Ringo protocol, that protocol is good, but right now it's only beating Keith Richards by 3 years. And who knows? Keith Richards, if there's a nuclear attack, I'm thinking other than the cockroaches, Keith Richards is still walking and talking and telling us about his great band, The Expensive Winos. So congratulations to Keith Richards. 80 years of great guitar playing, 80 years of talking kind of like this and just sort of, Mick, I need some help, Mick. You know, I love to hear Keith Richards. I mean, they've got the Johnny Depp character out there, and was it Jimmy Kimmel or one of those guys likes to imitate Keith Richards? He's his own thing, or maybe it's Mick Jagger. I don't know. I don't watch any of those shows. Somebody will send me a clip now and then, and it's funny. It's usually funny stuff. If they would all just stick to comedy and get out of politics, I think late night TV would be so much more enjoyable. Do the music, do the entertainment, and stop talking politics. Yeah, that would be my advice. And some people would have the same advice for me. If you would just stay in your lane, dude. You know, I've got people saying this all the time. You know, I watch the music content. Well, guess what? The music content in this video is embedded with witty, witty commentary. That's the word I wanted to use about what's been happening, you know, with this insurance thing and 20% more sudden and unexpected occurrences compared to, you know, prior to 2021 and all that. But nobody cares, right? So they just want to hear about the music stuff. So anyway, yeah, it's just life or death stuff, but nobody cares about the life or death stuff. Here's Mecca instead, everlasting. You know, everybody wants everlasting life. And there's only one way, really, to get that, and it's pretty clear. Go read John 3:16 sometime, and Keith Richards too, buddy. You know, I mean, eventually, Keith, I know you've got the body of an 80-year-old. Maybe he's got the mind of a 20-year-old and the body of an 80-year-old, but at some point, we all have to check out, right? It's just the way things are. So John 3:16, just a little tip there. So you're getting politics, music, religion, comedy, all rolled into one amazing video. So please subscribe to the channel. I'm getting suspiciously close to 75K. I'm thinking they're probably going to shut it off again right when I'm at 74999. They're just going to shut it down. So yeah, 75,000 is pretty cool. I never thought this would happen. So I'm fortunate, and I thank you for watching, you subscribers, you patrons, you YouTube members who get sneak previews of videos. Thank you for supporting this channel. For the rest of you, if you want to join Patreon, typically I talk to folks over there unless you're really annoying. And if you're really annoying, I might not talk to you as much, but I'll still talk to you. And we can do that for what? Or you can do that for $1 a month, $2 a month, whatever you'd like to contribute. It is the holiday season. So if you've got gift cards and you want to just use them up, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Anyway, folks, thanks for watching. Don't forget about Mecca. Really good music. God bless everyone. And please pray for peace. We are in this season where we are being visited by the Prince of Peace. So we need some peace around the world. That would be great for a change. Pray for peace, and God bless everyone, and see you soon.